What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here and back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we're talking about the fact that the next couple of weeks, and even a month for that matter, will be a very good time to level up alts in the War Within. So if you have any characters that you haven't leveled up yet, that you're looking to level up to get to max level for example, now is going to be a good time to start working on that. In addition to that, concentration characters are making a bunch of gold in the War Within, and if you are lacking characters in your account, well, once again, these experience bonuses might be helpful to you in leveling up characters faster, and then use those characters to make gold with concentration for example, which I have multiple videos about on this channel on how to spend concentration and absolutely print gold. It is how I make a lot of my gold for example. Many of the things you see in my bags that are currently quality 3, they are made through concentration. So, in the next couple of weeks and months, we have up to 75% additional experience, so you can level up 75% faster, or up to 75%. Now, after having thrown that number out there, I'm just gonna say most people will not reach that number, but it is possible. Now, a realistic number to aim for is probably going to be 45%, and maybe up to 55%, depending on what type of person you are and what type of activities you are up for doing. So I have the calendar open right now, and we have a couple of things to look at here. We have the Dark Moon Fair coming up in about 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks, so that happens on Sunday of the 3rd of November. Dark Moon Fair begins, lasts for 1 week, and you can use this event to get both bonus experience and bonus reputation. It's 10% in both. Now that's only 10%, but we also get 20% from the event, where 10% is going to be there all the time, and another 10% is from a 12-hour buff you get from doing a quest. So you can get 20% from the event, and then 10% from Dark Moon Fair. In addition to that, you can see right here on the 30th, so 1 week after the release of patch 11.0.5, basically week 2, we have time walking dungeon events. It's going to be Cataclysm this time around, and if you're looking to level up alts, like from level 35 plus, you can start doing time walking dungeons. And if you're leveling up characters at level 35, getting into regular dungeon groups might be a little bit difficult. That being said, time walking will be run by absolutely everyone, so you can get yourself into dungeons way faster, and time walking dungeons have typically in the past been a very good way to level up characters as well. Now, here's the thing, this one actually goes into Dark Moon Fair, even though this time walking dungeon event begins on Wednesday the 30th of October, and the Dark Moon Fair begins 4 days after that, or yeah, 4 days after that. You will have 3 full days of doing this, like you will have 3 full days of taking advantage of this time walking event with Dark Moon Fair before the event changes to be a World Quest event instead. So the time walking event ends on Wednesday, I guess Tuesday for North America, but you get the point. It ends on the weekly reset, so you can actually do this time walking with 10% experience from Dark Moon Fair, and also 20% from the event itself. Now after that, we also have, you can actually get more experience from Dark Moon Fair, and we have Hallow's End starting on Friday, November 8th, which you can actually start doing while Dark Moon Fair is active for 10% from both. Hallow's End gives you 10% and the Dark Moon Fair gives you 10%, so only by, like on this day right here, or these 2 days, you can get yourself to 40% experience bonus just by being online and having done 2 quests. So, well, 1 quest actually. So, first of all, you get 10% from the anniversary event, then you get 10% for 12 hours from a quest from the anniversary event, then you get 10% for 1 hour from the carousel in Dark Moon Fair, which you can also buy a Dark Moon hat for, by the way, and then you get 10% from the Hallow's End event by dancing around the bonfire or something like that. It's not a bonfire, but it's like you throw some fire out or something. It's like a quest. It goes super fast, takes 1 minute to do, or 30 seconds. It's super easy. Now, to get the last percentages, to get up to 75%, you have to do a little bit of extra additional stuff than just grabbing buffs. So let's talk about that as well, and there's a very good article right here on Icy Veins that I want to take a look at for this. So experience is increased by up to 75% during WoW's 20th anniversary event. And over here we're going to be scrolling down to take a look at what this is, and get ready for massive experience gains as World of Warcraft celebrates its 20th anniversary. Starting October 22nd, leveling your alts has never been easier, with total experience gains increasing by up to 75% and reputation by 30% at the same time. So, first of all, we have the 20th anniversary experience buff, where players receive an automatic 10% experience and reputation buff during the anniversary event, and must complete the repeatable Celebrate Good Fun quest from Ilana every day to add another 10% to that total. Now, per my testing on the PTR, that buff lasts for 12 hours, and if you ever run out, you can do it on a character number 2, and then refresh those 12 hours. Then you have the Warband experience bonus. For every character you have at level 80, you will enjoy an additional 5% experience buff, stacking up to 25% times. So if you have 5 max level characters, that is 25% from that alone. This means if you have 5 level 80 characters, you will be getting plus 25% experience bonus from 5 Warband mentors in the War Within. So during this event, if you just have the Warband experience bonus, that is 25% plus 20%, so you have 45% from that alone. So during those 2 days when you have the Hallows End and the Darkmoon Fair crossover, you can get 65% just by doing those things I just talked about, and also having the Warband experience bonus. Apart from that, War Mode bonus also has plus 10% experience and gold, which is good if you're doing like world quests or even just questing. Using war mode, you will experience some world PvP, but once again, you level 10% faster, and I do believe that kind of makes up for it. Then you have the Hallows End buff from October 25th through November 8th. The Unburdened will increase experience and reputation gains by 10%. You will receive the buff upon clicking the Wickerman bonfire, so that's kind of the bonfire I was talking about, and I did get my date wrong here, by the way. November 8th is when the Hallows End is actually ending, which is a good thing. That means you have more time to do Hallows End. So if you take a look at the calendar here, take this article away, you will have November 8th, November 7th, November 6th, November 5th, 4th and 3rd. You can get up to 65% experience just by having the Warband bonus for 25%, 20% more from doing the anniversary event, and then doing both Darkmoon Fair and Hallows End. Then if you also have the War Mode bonus, you have another 10% on top of that as well. So you can get a lot of bonuses for these 5 days, making them very good for leveling alts in the War Within, even like if you're leveling from 10 to 70 or 70 to 80, no matter the level brackets you were leveling in. This week right here, from November 3rd until November 8th, so those 5 days, are going to be absolutely insane. Going back to the article though, we have a couple more things to talk about. Well, actually not a couple, just like, actually we do have a couple. We have the Darkmoon Fair buff that I've been talking about so far during the anniversary event, where there will be 2 Darkmoon Fairs, each bringing the Wii buff, and this one gives you 10% experience and 10% reputation for 1 hour. Now the thing is, you have to ride this carousel to get this buff, but if you don't want to do that, you can buy yourself Darkmoon top hats for 10 token prices each, and you can click that buff from that hat from anywhere in the world and get that buff one more time for 1 hour. So that one is really good just to have on you at all times, and it costs 10 token prices, which you pretty much get for free anyway if you go there to do your professions and stuff like that. And also the token prices are actually bound to Warband now, so you can transfer them from your main to your alt, so you should have tons of them. Now apart from that, you also have the Draught of the 10 Lance potion for another 10% for 1 hour, but only works on low level characters below level 50, so level 49 and below. So the big experience and reputation gains, the breakdown, starting October 22nd, you will automatically receive a 10% experience and reputation boost that can be increased to 20% every single day by completing a simple quest. For each level 80 character you have, you gain another 5%, stacking to 25%. War Mode grants 10% when enabled. Hallows End brings a 10% experience and reputation buff from October 25th and November 1st, and actually not November 1st, November 8th. I don't know why they said that, but it's November 8th, I'm pretty sure. and the first Darkmoon Fair will start on November 3rd, providing another 10% boost. Characters at or below 49 can get another 10% from Draught of the 10 Lands potion, leading to a total of plus 75% experience and plus 30% reputation gains. Now this article, I believe, got one thing wrong, and you can actually get up to 85% if you include the Draught of the 10 Lands, because they say that Hallow's End ends on November 1st. When you go to the in-game calendar, this actually ends not on November 1st. This ends on November 8th, which means we can stack Darkmoon Fair and Hallow's End, and I believe that gets us to 85%. So doing some calculations here you can see we can get 85% total, because you can have all of these at the same time. Everything you can see on the screen you can have at the same time for a very specific time period from November 3rd until November 8th, while the Hallow's End is active and while Darkmoon Fair is active. Now, for the majority of patch 11.0.5, you will only be able to get, I say only, but up to plus 75%, but for 5 whole days, so actually 6 days, you'll be able to get up to 85% total experience increase and use that to level alts. 85%, you almost level twice as fast. So if you have any characters you haven't leveled up yet, or you simply want to make a couple of new characters and level them up, well, now you know when to do so, and now you know what to prepare yourself for. If you want to level up characters, those will be very good times to do so, from November 3rd to November 8th, or basically throughout the entirety of the patch of 11.0.5, especially during Darkmoon Fair. Additionally, if you're lacking reputation, you can also get up to 30% extra to grind out your renown levels, for example. So some people might not be capped yet. I mean, I'm not capped yet, so I can use that to get 30% extra, which really adds up over time. Either way, that's the video for today. Kind of a different one, not really gold making related, but I mean, you can use this to level up alts, and from there you can use those alts to set those up as concentration characters and make gold that way. So we ended up tying all of this together into gold making as well. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, check out my gold making guide for more gold making specific stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, there's a link to it down below in the pinned comment, and as always, thank you for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.